G'day, welcome. Episode introduction to body awareness and to yoga, Tai Chi, and a regular catch-up. And at the beginning, we're going to be, today, I just want to talk about, some of the teachers that I've come from, what we're going to be doing in these classes, these lessons of yoga, Tai Chi. At the moment, I've got no customers, so it's a bit of a spruik today, a spruik to gather a few customers, to show some of the things that perhaps you'd be interested in enjoying some of your time with, like, as I said, the yoga, the Tai Chi, other body work like Qigong or self-massage, alchemic yoga, as taught to me by Natalie Armand, a wonderful yoga teacher. You'll find a link to her Anahata Yoga on my webpage or below. And I'd like to thank all of my teachers. Isn't this something? It doesn't matter whether you're deep in your yoga journey or your Tai Chi or your whatever it is that you're doing, your art, your family. There is this lovely gratitude for our teachers, isn't there? It's so important to honour the effort and the efficiency that they went through to learn what their teachers taught them, and so it brings us here as kind of a lucky moment whereby, I don't know where this show is or these lessons are going to go, but I do know what I'm going to be giving every couple of days, and that is a 20-minute, so if enough with the ifs, I'm going to be giving a 20-minute Tai Chi practice, a 20-minute yoga teaching, and a 20-minute body awareness work. And so that body awareness, so the yoga and Tai Chi, we'll get into the specifics of those, but we've all got something that we can connect to those two words, I think. The body awareness, it sort of, it encompasses everything else that we're going to learn and the things that I've learned along the way. So that would, as I said, include the Qigong, the body work like self-massage and alchemic yoga, which is an incredible yoga focusing on the elements like fire, air, earth, and using them in association with the, that wasn't very yoga-ish, didn't mean to, just it was biting, and using these elements with the seasons and the body organs, and understanding this totally integrated system of our body. And so there's a lot for us to enjoy, 20 minutes, a few times a week. Maybe you'll get into all three, maybe you'll pick one of them. So it's going to be a fun journey. I'm very interested to see where this is going. This is not the first time I've jumped in front of this camera, but if you're looking at this, it's probably the first time you've seen it. Not a lot of views out there, but that's okay. Plenty of experience in front of that twinkling thing looking back at me. And I am also wanting to talk about something else that I've been doing, and this is why this show that I'm doing today is not just about the yoga, the Tai Chi, and the body awareness. If I'm here to promote something, I might as well be here to promote something good. Let me go and grab it. This is a book that I wrote called The Cow Said, and it's an important book. It took me 10 years to write. It is an important big book because if it becomes successful, then any profits that it makes will go to help create a sanctuary for women, cows and men affected by the Sri Lankan war. I was thinking of just women and cows because it's got a cow in it. The story is it's Tamelia, the young Tamil woman from Sri Lanka, and her cow Kalinga, and so that's why I was thinking, it'd be nice to just have that set up for women, and but people think, you should have for men as well. But I think there's every reason to focus on helping women in Sri Lanka. I think, and handing this over to them as quickly as possible. I'm thinking maybe 12 months. There's a program that's initiated for their great help. So that's what I'm also spruiking. Woo! It's a piece of literature, if I can say that. I mean, I'm the author, but that's how I feel about it. It was edited with a wonderful man, Dylan, and I'm looking forward to working with Dylan again later on. And certainly, if you're looking for an editor to help you through your manuscript, Dylan has such magic of keeping it all there and just rearranging the important parts to get that syntax and understand the comprehension for the reader. It was such a pleasure to work with Dylan on this book about faith. It's a bit of a prayer to the earth, as my dear friend Andy said. He and rightfully so. It's about kind of the base, the earth. There's a lot about the animals, and obviously, it's a serious book. It's about a young woman who was a child soldier, and it's difficult to be. Who am I to tell this story? It never left me. It morphed from story to story, but the theme was always kind of the same, that faith is very important, and that it's difficult. It's very difficult out there, and it was incredible to travel through Sri Lanka, and I'm looking to update you weekly with this book because I've got to promote it now. I've only just finished it 5 months ago, and then I had to go and investigate a second book, which was very amazing, and more on that later, but that's not ready for the spruiking. But this book is, and I'm going to be bringing you what's going on in the world of the cow shed and the sanctuary that will ensure. It was incredible to meet so many wonderful people in Sri Lanka. Their ability to make you feel welcome and safe and fed, and it's a very lovely place to visit. And if you've been thinking about doing it, then I would recommend it. It's got lots of good places for tourists to go and do touristy things, and also there's lots of good places for people to immerse themselves in something that they perhaps didn't know before. And that's always important with travel, I think, to really get deeper connection to our brothers and sisters out there, and in an empathetic way of traveling and really connecting with them and helping each other, because we're all teachers to each other in so many ways. So it's taken me quite a while to get to a point whereby I'm really confident that every couple of days I'm going to be presenting as a teacher. It's always been a bit of a hurdle for me to get my head around that, you've got the right stuff to teach this yoga, and that goes for Tai Chi and Qigong as well. And it's become apparent in my mind that not only is it that I've got it, I've got this information and I've got the ability to pass on these wonderful ancient technologies, these principles from teachers, of masters, who luckily, here we are, 22nd century it feels like, we're able to learn these things that are viscerally with us because they're part of our body. But we can create an understanding of the energies and the mind and the muscles and the heat and the breath and the loveliness that comes from that. Being in the moment, of course. And we all know how wonderful it is to be in the moment. So other great teachers I'd like to thank would be Krishnamacharya and Chen Manqing, who without them the West wouldn't have had the principles of the teachers of the teachers. Chen Manqing was lucky enough to learn his Tai Chi from Cheng Fu, and an interesting thing happened in about 1950. So Cheng Fu was one of the first to start teaching outside the family, outside those lineages, which the secrecy of Tai Chi that we're all familiar with. Cheng Fu, the larger man, often seen in grainy black and white Tai Chi photos in the pose of ward off right. Well, it depends on which way you're looking at the photo, of course. But anyway, Cheng Fu, thank you for teaching Chen Manqing, taking a risk. And what happened? Chen Manqing thought it was so great that he took it to New York. And he was chased out of China because that's what was going on in 1950, all this political upheaval. And then at the same time, in about 1950, Krishnamacharya was moved out of Mysore Palace back into his garage where he started teaching. But he might have been scratching his head thinking, this is my opportunity to do what my teacher said and teach everyone. It's questionable, but sure enough, it wasn't until 1950 that he started to receive these students who really passed on these principles with great importance. The Indra Devi, of course, his son Desikachar, the Mohans, Mark Whitwell, who I was lucky enough to come across when I was scratching my head going, I'm enjoying my yoga, something's happening, the muscles, the alignments, the mind, the sitting afterwards, but it felt like there was something that was missing. And sure enough, that instinct took me to meet Mark Whitwell in a yoga expo many years ago, which was so lucky because it helped to actualize my yoga as being personal, and not just this connection to personal, but the structure, this physical, don't forget about Carl said, this structure of not just the structure of the personal practice, which is focused with the breath and the movement and the mind as the principles of what's I'm not getting this right. Let me start again. This personal practice that came to me was more than just this, okay, this is my personal prayer. When Mark said, you are the power of the cosmos. And I'm saying that to you now because it's a very affecting statement. And it's not poetic, it's not anything other than the truth that you are the power of the cosmos. And from that, when you're doing this actual and natural practice with the breath and the movement, there is this personalness that is through the heart, and really the reason for doing, well, part of the reason for doing the yoga, this daily prayer, which creates lovely relationship. And this is yoga. We'll be going through these principles, and every other day we'll either talk about part of the structure of the practice and how it relates to you personally. So how you work on something as simple as a forward bend. All right. So how is this personal? How does this come to be a very personal movement? And of course it can be. So first of all, you have the hips at a hip width apart, and let's demonstrate on this rock how the outsides of the feet are parallel. Right. So see how they're kind of looking kind of pigeon-toed, like that's kind of, I know it's out of shot, but the outsides of the feet are parallel, which means they're probably going to feel a little pigeon-toed. Your toes are going to come in. Often that's the case. People don't generally bring their toes in enough, and we'll have specific shots on it. Don't rush. This is going to be a long burn. Yoga, Tai Chi, there's been 25 years of investigation for me, so let's not try and get everything done in the first practice. And of course the outsides of the feet are parallel, and the knees are going over the feet. Yeah, tailbone is tucking under. Now, if you've got high blood pressure, or if you haven't got a lot of energy that day, you don't even have to bring your hands up this high, but you would inhale and then raise the hands just to shoulder height. This is fine. And then if you just wanted to exhale and bring your hands to forward and then just a slight bow, there's your forward bend. And that might be where you're at. If you're chair bound, we'll even be doing a yoga practice for those who just want to sit, don't want to move their head, don't want to move anything, just want to do their yoga with their eyelids. Yes, that's going to be coming soon. We don't want to do it on the introduction day. Let's talk about this forward bend. So, and this 3 times. This is a lovely start. Let's not try and lay too much track. If you haven't done any yoga, then if you start with 3 breaths today, there's inhale, raising the hands up, exhale, then move, hands come to the heart center, bow the hands, right. Now, if you're got a little bit more movement, or you've got the desire to move a little more, and then you inhale, tailbone tucking under, looking up at the hands. There's this lovely opening through the sternum, shoulder blades dropping, tailbone tucking under, and then exhale, coming with a forward, soften the knees, so bend the knees, and then coming down softly onto the bent knees, the big legs, right? And then inhale, let the arms bring you up. So inhale, then the arms move. See, they get to about shoulder height, and then just naturally get pulled up. And then you don't have to go all the way up, or you just go a little bit. It's a very yin forward bend. And there's descriptions of more yang forward bends, you could say. Ones which are a bit more energizing, ones which are a bit more brahmana, whereby you're focusing on the inhalation and maybe the retention after inhalation, where you're creating greater extension or back bend with the inhalation. Yeah, all these things we're going to be exploring because it's going to be fun, and we're going to have hopefully conversations. So the structure is that there's a studio which is online studio, and it's $8 a week to get these 3 classes anytime. You'll find me hanging out in the a virtual cafe or something, and yeah, so that will go for the yoga, the Tai Chi, and the body awareness videos. And I'm going to do it live, so if you're into watching it live, then you'll be able to enjoy that experience, which is good. But afterwards it'll be just like the shorts for promotions and this kind of thing, cut it up, and then but the real vid will be in the back end of the $8 a week. I hope that's not too extreme. If you've got if you've got rupees in your wallet, then maybe we can come to a discount. And there's also some courses, a yoga, Tai Chi, and body awareness courses, 3 different ones. And what's in them? I'd highly recommend you do them, not just because it's going to put some, it's also because it's going to give you the foundations of what I'm going to be talking about on a daily basis. Tomorrow's not lesson 1. Tomorrow is upper body dropping down onto the lower body. That's a lot of what we're talking about in Tai Chi tomorrow. I've been pondering that's how it came in, but we'll put full step on that one. Not tomorrow, the next day. And what's that about? Let's not talk about Tai Chi yet. What were we talking about? We're talking about the courses, of course. So the yoga, we're going to go through the 5 principles in the course. The first principle is that the movement of the breath is the movement of the body. And the movement of the body is the movement of the breath. It's like that. It's kind of like an onion, and it's also in that it peels away with lovely understanding as practice and focus and intention are on this point. And I find it a lovely principle to start my practice with after doing a moment of samasthiti. And the second principle is that the breath envelops the movement. The breath is this long, the movement is this long. So there's 2 principles. See, you're almost not going to have to get the course. But it goes for a week, and you get to practice, and obviously a little bit more than it's like an onion. The third principle, there's a little bit more in this one. The chest expands with the inhalation. The sides, the front, the back, and it's a receptive breath from above, coming to the heart center. And the exhalation is coming from below to the heart center as strength, and the belly is coming in and up. So each movement has this rhythm, and there's similarities between Tai Chi and yoga, and you'll be able to work them out and comprehend them yourself if you stick with this. So there's the third principle. Inhale from above, chest expands. Obviously the breath is enveloped by it, is enveloping the movement. There's the second principle. And all the while the understanding that the movement of the body is the movement of the breath. Movement of the breath is the movement of the body. The fourth principle is that asana allows for bandha, which is the coordinated muscle engagement. And bandha, you might have heard this word, you might have heard of Mula Bandha, or Uddiyana Bandha, or Jalandhara Bandha. And there are other bandhas, but those 3 are the ones that we're going to be working with the most, because they're accessible and they're powerful, and science talks about them. Muladhara, we've heard this one, Muladhara chakra. Well, Muladhara Bandha is the base bandha. It's that one they talk about, the perineum, that muscle. This is part of the Muladhara or Mula Bandha engagement with that exhalation. And then it moves up to the Uddiyana. So there's the cave in the belly on the exhalation. And with a little bit of breath retention on that exhalation, you've got kumbhaka in that langana, lovely langana experience of, just sitting nice. And then with the exhalation, with the inhalation, you've got the Jalandhara Bandha. See that lock in the throat? That's Jalandhara Bandha. See, this might help you understand the other two as well. Yeah, but it's obviously at the base, and the Uddiyana is up towards the top, near the sternum. So, the fifth principle, I shouldn't tell you. You should get the course. Yeah, get the course. Yeah, okay. Asana, pranayama, meditation as a seamless process. And that's not completely it. There are other things that we're going to be incorporating into your practice as we build your practice. So these yoga lessons that each day or every other day, every other day we are going to be, helping with, like this forward bend we got distracted with. If you're standing and you're still standing, I'm very sorry. But, we did do one, but let's incorporate those principles. So, firstly, samastiti, just a moment, close the eyes. One more inhalation and exhalation, just watch the breath, no thoughts. And then inhale, slowly open the eyes. Inhale, and then bring the arms around the body. Inhale, chest expands. Inhale from above as receptivity. And exhale, pull up from the perineum through Uddiyana Bandha. One more time. And forward bend, exhale, soften the knees, soften the neck, going all the way down to the... You can even have the tops of the hands on top of the feet, just staying there for an inhalation. You can even look up with that inhalation if that's there for you. Exhale, belly coming in and up. Forward bend, just let the head go. Inhale, chest expands. Exhale, belly comes in and up. On the next inhalation, inhale and bring the arms around the body. Tailbone tucking under. Looking up at the hands. Finish the movement, finish the inhalation. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart center, the Thridaya. Yeah, we did mention the Thridaya before, but yes, it's a very important part of our body. It's kind of right near where the vagus nerve comes down and meets the thymus gland, and these two do these ones, and yeah, there's a lot of what can you say about the heart center that Jesus hasn't already said, Well, I haven't read, but we all know about the sacred heart of Jesus. This was no fluke. He didn't say, and it's such a bridge to I don't know, to a place to place the mind, and it's a lovely place to allow yourself to live from, to get out of the head, to get out of the busyness of the mind, to drop into the heart. This is what they talk about, how the mind is a great slave but a terrible master. And how do you get control of this thing that can give us so many emotional challenges? these thoughts that are most of the time ridiculous. We drop into our heart. This is the key for lots of traditions, you know. We smile into the heart, little smile, close the eyes. Try this. Smile, closing the eyes and dropping into the heart. Slowly opening the eyes. And it doesn't need to have intention, although it can, you know, if there's something you're wanting to remove or if there's something you're wanting to bring in. We'll get more into the specifics of that, but many ancient cultures talk about this lum and the ting coming out from the belly button, this place of intentions going out, the third chakra. And then this fourth chakra, this heart center, or this fourth area, this place of great receptivity, you know, this. So this is the kind of thing that we're going to be doing every other day, and well, until then, I'm going to continue to spruik. So today is spruiking day, and until I get a customer, like a person in the studio, I will continue to spruik. But you know, if it's just one customer, I'll probably have to continue to spruik, because I don't think that $8 a week is enough to put the butter on the table. And that was Taiji, get rid of horsefly. So I'll be looking forward to connecting with people. Yeah, this is going to be the good thing about the internet. You can connect with people, and you know, if you've got questions, hopefully I have the best resources to get you the right answer. So I haven't spoken about Tai Chi much, but and it's worth talking about because it has got really cool things to help enjoy life with. Physically, it's a lovely flowing movement which creates natural responses to times when you're unbalanced. So that can also be a physical recognition, and it can also be an emotional or a mental recognition. You know, this ability to ward off right is the natural movement. If you were to roll, if you lost your balance and you rolled, I mean, that's not the greatest example, but what have I got to share with you? I mean, I've seen a lot of Tai Chi stuff on my feed. I don't know whether that's just because I've been searching for Tai Chi stuff, but I reckon it could be a very popular thing for people to come together on and learn. And all these ancient technology, how it connects us doesn't matter, because it, like yoga, has deep connection through the heart as the energy center, the dantian, and then the heart center going out as this awareness of the energy center. So in the 25 years that I've been practicing, I've focused a lot on the body, the structure, the muscles and the heat and the pressures. So there'll be plenty to work on, and I'll be going through the loosening exercises as designed by Wang Xian, a student of Chen Manching, who I was talking about before, who left China, went to Taiwan and New York. So New York was a little bit later. In Taiwan, he had a great student called Wang Qian, who I have big gratitude for because he taught Patrick Kelly. Now, Patrick Kelly's my teacher, although he doesn't really know that. I've only met him a few times, but all his stuff is so primo. All his books. I was taught by Larry Friedberg, who was a student of Patrick's, and so my information has come from 25 years of weekly, daily practice with Larry, and understanding the short form, and I'll be passing that on. Understanding the loosening exercises, and some of the pushing hands. But it's going to be difficult to do pushing hands with a tree. Well, we might be able to set some Bruce Lee kind of rockin' horse thing. Who knows? No, look, I think it might be better to actually find the person, because this is the important part of not just Tai Chi. So Tai Chi's got two parts. You've got the form, and then you've got the pushing hands. That's my weak side for sure. And it's so important because you're really connecting with the other person's center. There's this deep mind kind of understanding of the movement of what the other person's doing, which I reckon could have some really good benefits for deep connection with beloved relationships, because the tantras talk about this deep connection into the other person, and we've felt it. We've all, well, not all felt it, but at times I hope you've felt it, this deep loving connection. And so Chen Manching, Wang Xian, Patrick Kelly, Larry Friedberg, thank you for their dedicated work. All of those teachers worked very hard to survive at life, to live a normal life, but not only that, really focus, using a lot of things that are not understood in modern life these days, it seems. So that's what we're going to be researching. Some of these pearls of wisdom that have been passed on by generation by generation. And what else let's have another exercise. And we'll talk about the 18 Lohan Qigong. So why does this differ from Tai Chi? I mean, let's have a look at the Tai Chi. So the Tai Chi goes like this, yes, ward off left, and then it goes like this. This is kind of this movement of the hands opening and closing, the feet moving forward and backward and raising and dropping, and there's this kind of similarity to the moves. Now let's do the Qigong, the 18 Lohan. Let's do the first couple of moves of that, and you'll see the difference, okay? So starting off with the heels together, push the weight onto the right foot, pivot on the ball of the left foot, so the heel comes out, and then step out. Push off the ball of the right foot to the top of the head. Bring the toes of the right foot in. So the outsides of the feet are parallel. We've already gone through this. I know we haven't quite got the right angle for the camera today, but we will. Some days, and plus, go to the course. The course is good. Inhale, open the palms, raise the right arm to shoulder height. Inhaling, and then look at that palm. Watch it go up to the heavens, and then bring the two palms to face each other, exhale and go into a little bit of a forward bend. And then inhale and roll the hands over and take the left hand to the sky and the right hand to just beside the waist. And tailbone tucking under, a little bit of a back arch, lovely chest opening, that thymus gland that we were talking about. And then coming into another forward bend, exhale. So obviously just go as, passively as you like, or you can fully charge and energize these poses by spreading the fingers and grounding yourself into the earth. And then exhale and bring the hands up. Inhale and bring the hands up and turn to the right. Exhale. Excuse me. Bring the left hand to the right shoulder. Turn the weight onto the right foot. Scoop behind the back with the right hand. There will be time to learn this, right? But this is the good part. So have the feet. How do we do this? We're going to do it like this. We're going to pause the 18 Lohan, but you could see the difference of what I was talking about. How Tai Chi is like these, and the Qigong is a lot more whoa, whoa. So, and they're different schools. So that's why it's in body awareness, because trying to keep the Tai Chi as closely as what I know from the teachings of Patrick Kelly and Larry Friedberg, and then also, Chen Menqing and Wang Xian. And the yoga, as according to the principles of Krishnamacharya, which he was also the teacher of Iyengar and Patabi Joyce, but they didn't have these principles in there. Why? Answer me that. I don't understand. I kind of can give you some reasons. Perhaps they didn't stay long enough, Perhaps it's a bit like modern yoga where everyone, like myself, I get that, but not only, I can add to that. Right? I can give it a new name. I can do all sorts of things to it, but unfortunately it kind of dilutes it, and that's problematic because if you dilute things too much, you lose the essence of what it is that we're trying to connect to. Self, this kind of thing. You're too caught up in blah, blah, blah. So, back to this exercise that we're going to do together. Standing there by yourself, and then take the weight onto the left foot, swing the right foot back a bit, but then step it forward. So the right foot is in front of the body. Then raise the left hand and push it forward, and then take the right hand and push it back about 120 degrees here, yeah? And then, so if you connect the hands to the feet and the feet to the hands and the waist turning, you can twist, and then you can wring the hands out, wringing out that lymphatic system, looking back at the back hand, look at that lovely twist. Spine going straight, tailbone tucking under, still extend and twist, lovely, right. Okay, so then come onto the front foot and push back so that you're back into standing, and then weight into the right foot, take the left foot back, and then step forward. Inhale, raise the right hand, push it forward, spread the fingers, kink the wrist, yeah? If it's there for you, if that's what you want. If you want to really connect to the lymphatic system, really connect to the lymphatic system. Push from the feet to the hands, extend out, feel the palms, just like Buddy Iron Man. Out, out, and then you can wring it out and twist and go, oh yes. Inhale and exhale, twist a little bit more, and then back it off. Weight is into the front foot, and then push off, and you're back to standing. Okay, so you're probably feeling that, right? That is such a good exercise, and physically, but then when you put it in with 18 other moves or 17 other moves, because this is part of that 18 Lohan, right? And then this concept of breathing in through the nose and the mouth sends you feeling good, feel really open. Then you yawn, that's lovely. We've all becoming more familiar with the importance of the breath and how powerful it can be. And you've got it right there in your chest, behind your rib cage, with a diaphragm, which is doing amazing, like the human body. I took my hat off for it. Jeez. All right, so we're going to be talking about self-massage, we're not going to be afraid. We're going to do head massage. We're going to focus on the arms. We're going to focus on the whole body. Different days we're going to do different things. Leg stretching. This is where I can create some strong awareness as to what the body's doing. Body awareness can be a nice foundation or a nice assistant for yoga and Tai Chi, but they're not really yoga. Mark helped me understand the importance of taking this pressure out of these poses, this concept of trying to get somewhere, this idea of having to have the muscles roll in particular directions to get samadhi. No, it's present already. It's just this reconnection. And that's done through the breath. It's not done through the manipulation of the body. But that's not to say we can't manipulate the body. And it's nice to have that action naturally come in to, say, downward facing dog is the one I'm thinking of, where you have the fingers spread naturally and the foundations of the knuckles and the forearms rolling in whilst the biceps roll out to create space between the ears and the shoulders as the inhalation. So you can still have the breath in body awareness. The inhalation allows the chest to expand and that extension of the back arch as the head falls towards the floor. All these descriptions of the thighs rolling in and the lift the inner arch, that's going to be in body awareness. But the same thing with the downward dog in yoga, there's going to be more talk of how the inhalation is there with the receptivity, noticing the pause between the inhalation and the exhalation. Feel the abdominal going up towards the chest cavity on that exhalation. This is the bandha. These are the movements of the breath. These natural forces and waves that come with the body. Not that you're looking for them, but they just naturally arise. Oh, isn't this a lovely place? Eh? And that's going to be another thing that I'm going to be enjoying doing. Bringing you beautiful vistas, because I like to travel. I like to bring you with me and show you this incredible planet. All these amazing things that are worth protecting and getting back to as good a natural place that we can, with flowing water that you can drink. Literally, you can drink this water. It's what a privilege, what a gift. And we're on a planet where we should have that available to us all. And it's coming to a river bend not far from you. I'm very hopeful that with all this information, all this good work being done, we're gonna get these rivers to drinking state, and have rope swings and fires and ceremony and all the good things that exist as humans throughout civilization. So I think that I've covered it all. So I'm going to be going to give you a show or some lessons about what's going on with some yoga, some Tai Chi, some body awareness, and also giving a every other day update as to what's happening with the cow shed and the book and the sanctuary as we follow that little thing along as well. And I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you. And that was a whipbird. We're in Australia. We're on the border of New South Wales and Queensland, and we're in Queensland. Couldn't you tell by the whipbird? Queensland whipbird. If he flew 15 k's that way, he'd be a New South Wales whipbird. But we know better. We've got these borders. And I'm going to leave it to the whipbird to sign off. That was amazing. You got one more for us? So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming along and showing an interest.